Hello, hello, and welcome back to Art. How are you all? And move to the corner, that's also important, so you can actually see. I'm pretty sure your schedule still says it's starting valid today, but that's of any concern. Oh yeah, I had half a mind like, oh yeah, I should update that, and I keep thinking that like every other weekend, and I forget actually to do it. Oops. I mean, how many people truly look at the schedule? But yeah, no, I need to remember that. I'm going to try. No promises, though. I'm bad at remembering. I want to check a thing. Hmm? Oh, of course. At least one. Okay, at least one. Hello, Lobdal. I'll be honest, every stream being is a surprise for me. I mean, fair enough. I do try to be very, very consistent, but I also get just like seeing when it's there and then checking it out when it's applicable. I'm doing okay. I'm still recovering from the heat. I'm like super sleepy. I didn't even like, I didn't feel like doing anything, but here we are. Because I do feel like I should at least give it a go. Mm. Choo choo. Mm. Trying to organize my values. You should rest. I got the Artfight more, and also I want to just give it a try. Sometimes drawing on stream can also give motivation, I guess, or just drawing with people. Anyway, hi Luna, cute Alher. I'm not cute, but hi Con Gaming. I'm tired. No, no. When did he? Yeah. Hmm. Yes, you are a cutie, then get rest. No, no cute. Cute little nurse girl. More like a nurse guy. But yeah. Someone got up before 7. Impressive. Also, hello, Zen. Or possibly a positively charged girl. That true, yeah. But no, is a guy. But I get in anime, like in Chibi, it's like they all look the same. dark. It's dark. I'm gonna go for niche. Really. That was a kind of tomboy design, but it's cute regardless. So who's this little lad? It's Cotton. Took me years to realize that neck arc is a girl. I don't know who that is. But yeah, Ish is hard to tell. In these kind of things. Okay. Over here. Okay, so now we darkened all the things. Because we're going to keep them all in shadow. And then we're gonna like actually add in the lights. Just wanted. Man, the reference pic has like negative leg meat. I suppose there are thin leggies there. I have a streak. You have a streak. I'm going to have to watch these VODs to try to learn how to draw. I'm not sure if watching me noodle around will be the best way to learn. The problem with watching people that have done art for a while is that in their head they're already taking like a bunch of shortcuts. So you don't see me sketch out some of the guidelines that I'm using in my head. Like, I'm thinking, as I'm like putting light down, I'm thinking of how there is... What are you? Can I use you for anything? No, you'll stay there. I'm thinking about how I have my light source coming from about here. Like sort of a top side kind of thing. So it's like coming sort of from behind the character, but also a little bit from the top. And whilst I'm thinking about the light source, I'm also thinking about, okay, what kind of dimensions do the things have? Like what is their volume? Luna's several steps ahead of all of us is what she's saying. She's making moves we can't even make sense of, playing 4D chess while we play checkers. I'm more like trying to explain, like, it is something that I struggled with, and I know shapes have volume. Yeah, I know. Here you're thinking we're working in 2D whilst we're actually working in 3D, a whole nother dimension to worry about. I know that is something like I and like a lot of beginner artists like just struggle with, like, because you don't, when you start out, it's good to use to learn how to use measurements and like shoot, what are subdivisions, like when you draw guidelines. But when you've done art for a while, you stop drawing the guidelines because you already know in your head. But I'm like thinking about, okay, if the light comes from here and this were to be like a three-dimensional shape, usually people draw in the shadows. In this case, I'm actually drawing in the light. So I'm like, okay, this whole area would be in light. And then you have like the shadow on the object itself and the cast shadow. And because I'm like, I want really intense light, I'm like, okay, I'm just full on blasting this entire area in light. Good morning, cute, this little owl. Hope you're doing amazing today. Can only stay until lunch today. It was my dad's birthday yesterday, but I wasn't feeling too well, so I'm heading there today instead. All right, well, I'm doing okay. I'm not cute. Have fun with your dad, and I hope you feel fully better now. Yeah, usually people draw in the shadow, not the light. Usually I do, at least I work that way, but in this case, I'm turning it around because of me wanting very intense light. But you can't see when I'm shading these things that I'm thinking about them like 3D objects. You're just seeing like form take place. So be mindful of that it is really hard to just follow along. Out of nowhere. So don't have that going over the shoulder anymore. This shoulder is a little... If you can learn something from me, like, that's great, but also just keep in mind that it might be tough to learn this way. That is all I'm trying to say. Like, same with speed paints. Speed paints are great, but because they go so fast. For one, they're sped up. That's why they're called speed paints. Nobody draws that fast. like, if they do, goodness gracious, that would be insane. But also you are less likely to be able to spot their canoodling because it goes by so fast. I hope I'm not derailing you too bad, but how does the owl blend her shadows? It's something I've been trying to get better at, but I struggle. I don't mind being derailed. Like, yeah, I have stuff I want to finish, but the fun thing about doing this live is that people can ask questions. So I'm inconsistent, to say the least, in how I render things. I keep just like fiddling about and trying new things. But say I have this as my shape, and because I work lineless, I usually create like a bunch of flat colors, and I separate the flat colors by, like, as you can see, I have these all separated when I go between them. I separate the flats by color, so that I can easily then draw over them without having the other. So that is a big one that helps with getting the shading right, in the sense of I don't have to worry about accidentally going off something else. I like actually not using layer modes for shading unless there's like texture. I much prefer controlling the hues and values myself. I also don't really use this, but I know some people sort of describe the line the shading is meant to go as like a sort of half curve, at least for skin. So in my case, I shift the hue a little, and then I, of course, darken the value. And then depending on feeling, really, I either add extra saturation or I remove saturation. If I am wanting a big color shift, then I remove saturation because that basically brings it more to the middle, makes it easier to do that color shift. So if I want to go like really, really far along, I would shift the color all the way like this, and I would, this might be a little bit of extreme. Something like this. I start out with like basically cell shading, just hard shadows. This would be, so, you know, you think it is easy to get the cast shadow on a ball shape, and then it keeps looking kind of wonky. Turns out I need to observe more spheres. You know, close enough. So I start with what is basically just cell shading, and then you would typically add the cast shadow here, something like this. And that too I can shift. See how it looks more blue as I desaturate it because it's on a yellowish background? And then something you want to add, usually. Also, I'm not cute, but hi Doodle, is ambient inclusion. That is what really helps with depth. And that basically means if there's like a tight spot like here, where the light gets in but then gets stuck, that area will be dark. So it isn't based on direction of the light, it's really based on when two planes are just really close together. Lights get just trapped in there, and that'll happen no matter like what kind of lighting scenario you have. Ambient inclusion will always occur like when two spaces are super close together. So if you use line art, that's the place you would thicken the line art. And then usually you, when people do cell shading, they don't add in ambient occlusion in the shading, because basically the line art is already telling you, like, see if I can give this ball a line to show. Actually, I'm gonna be lazy. I'm sorry. There's a reason I don't do line art. Okay, I'm gonna. Come on. Oof. Okay. But say this was your very wonky line art. Then what people do to sort of indicate ambient occlusion is they make the line in places where it converges and would have these spots, they make it thicker. So then even though you don't have a shadow there, it does feel darker. So you get like that sort of, okay, yeah, it is darker there. It's because it's like wobbly. But the way you do it without line art is you make the area dark. And if you do like more realism, then you'd probably want to bring these two colors together somehow, which would be kind of tricky. You'd go. Usually the shadow and the shadow on here and the shadow on here would be closer together, so it wouldn't look as smudgy. This is very stylized. So instead, you could give it a it's the very slight darkness at the bottom. You don't want to pull it up too much because it is only like in the nooks and crannies, so it wouldn't even be here. And then you can, if you're like, okay, I want to blend this out, this is supposed to be soft curve, I like to start with hard edges and then soften them as I go. So I'm like, okay, I want this softer, but you don't want to soften all of your hard edges because then it just becomes a blurry mess. It stops getting definition. So you want to have like some hard edges and some soft edges for shapes. So soft edges would mean like a gradual curve, and hard edges would be, of course, a harsher curve. But soft and hard edges also occur depending on the kind of light. So if the light is further away, then the shadows are blurrier. So technically this shadow would probably be like between these two. This is the shadow that would be the thing that is most softened, especially further away from the sphere. In this case, I'm also lightening it in the middle by erasing it, but it looks right, doesn't it? It looks like kind of okay. That's because aside from ambient occlusion, you also have ambient light. So what happens is light bounces the flip around. It comes in and it's like, okay, I bounce from here into the viewer, like into whoever is watching. But it also like bounces at like other areas. So as it bounces around, it will also bounce into the shadows. Of course, it won't be direct light anymore. It will have bounced around, but because it bounces into the shadows, it'll take some of that color with it. Now you need to be careful never to make the shadows lighter than the lights, because then, well, obviously it wouldn't be a shadow anymore. But you can then pull some of the colors of the nearby objects into the shadow. If you do it very lightly, it'll still look okay. Now, the easiest way to check if you haven't messed up your values, is to put a layer over it and then put it on color. In my case, my shadow is lighter, but it's still significantly darker than this shadow, and then this light. Actually, I should probably darken this shadow, if anything, because of just how much value contrast there are. So this shadow should actually, if I have made this shadow that dark, this shadow should be much darker. Hello, Holy and Evil. Have a nice lurk. I'm not cute. I want the soft skirt, the descriptions on the dating profile. I think I tend to overblend things until they look like finger paintings. Yeah, you wanna get that nice interplay of hard edges and soft edges. The color layer thing is a good trick. I'm still yeah. So it depends on what program you have, but it's a great way to test your values. Mine is called color. If you could also do saturation, that would also, as long as like whatever the overlay is just either one form of pure like gray, because if you add color, then it'll start looking wonky. I've noticed that saturation for me in this program doesn't actually keep in mind the, let's see, does it change it here? No. Let's see if I can add some good swatches. See, a blue and a yellow and this blue. Now with color, it'll look like this, and with saturation, interesting. It's not doing it anymore. In any case, in my program I use color, but whatever you use, you want to make sure that it is it takes into account the relative value of colors, if you can, if it has that. Because even if I were to say put this yellow at the exact same value as this blue, so they're both 56, and you know what, we'll put this at even the exact same saturation. So 56 for both of them. Then if I go over with color, you can see that even though I put the same value in both of them, they're not the same value in this color overlay. Because relatively, these are not the same value. Blue is quote unquote darker to us than yellow will ever be. Yeah, have a good fiddle around with the blending mode so it isn't lying to me. So some of the blending modes will just basically keep in mind what I actually set here in terms of value. And some of the blending modes, like this color, will be like, okay, no, but the actual values are this. Another interesting thing, if I take this blue and I up intensity, so I guess it's kind of hard to see because this one was already pretty saturated. So let's just lower the saturation on this. Increase the saturation on this. So full saturation, not full saturation. As expected, the full saturation is much darker than the not so full saturation, even though we didn't change anything about the value. So that's also something to keep in mind. Saturation generally adds darkness. Yeah, and this one, so you can already see with the yellow, like if I do full saturation yellow whilst the low saturation yellow, even though I didn't change anything about the value, the low saturation yellow looks lighter than the full saturation. So that's why it can be so very tricky to get colors right, because even though you're like, oh yeah, I made sure that I kept the values in mind, it's not their true values. You can of course do it by eye. You can teach yourself to just look at things. I mean, when you look and you put a yellow next to a blue, you'll be like, yeah, the yellow feels lighter just by looking. But to really be able to check yourself, it is nice to occasionally just grayscale everything to get a good feel about what is actually going on. That's why I'm working in grayscale in this case too, even though I usually like just working in direct color, because I want to be super focused on the light, and it'll be easiest to really get the lights right if that's the only thing I need to worry about whilst going about things at the start. Also, it can really help to just draw yourself a little sun somewhere. In my case, actual value versus presented value. Yeah, I like to draw a little sun for myself to remember, like, or well, I used to, now I keep it in my head, but remember where the light is coming from. It is even better when you make it a spotlight, so you know exactly sort of the angle of the light. Because if I make a spotlight like this, I would say, okay, this is just fully directional light, like coming straight from the side. If I make a spotlight like this, it would be still coming from the top, but sort of from the top behind. So if I don't have like my box here, then this plane would be in shadow, but this plane would be in light because it's still coming from the top and from the behind. Then if I were to, how would I turn it to show that? It would be kind of hard because it would pretty much just be mostly lit from behind. So if you give your sun a bit of a spotlight effect, then you have an easier time remembering, okay, this is sort of the angle. I guess it's like a cone I'm drawing for myself. Just is a slightly better reminder. Especially when you do complex lights, complex directional lights. It is nice to just be able to check, like, oh yeah, this was the angle. I'm learning. I'm glad I can teach you something. I don't feel super qualified to teach on like the more complicated subjects, but I can tell you how I do things. Oh, has a good art tips. Aw, I'm glad. You would be fully in shadow. You would be fully in shadow. We are gonna need to add ambient occlusion to this at some point, but first I'm just doing the directional light. Also, keep in mind, not every scene has directional light. That's a tricky one, but you know how overcast days would like block out the sun? There wouldn't be any directional light. Like if you look at an overcast day, things don't cast shadows. They do cast, like, there is ambient occlusion. So if you want to learn more about this, I would highly recommend checking out Marco Bucci, because I learned all of this from him. But on overcast days, stuff doesn't cast a shadow because everything is already in shadow. Everything is already in the shadow of the clouds. There's no sun direction. But it is still dark underside cars because of ambient occlusion. They just don't like cast a shadow anywhere else. If you take a photo at the right moment, it'll look like a bad bad render because there's no cast shadows. But no, it's meant to be like that. That's just how the world looks on an overcast day. Do I want to separate these? Maybe. Probably. Do it like so. We'll put them in a layer, and then we can, in that layer, give them all separately their Also be mindful that you don't accidentally go double shadows or double light. There is a technique of like doing the first shadow and then doing a darker shadow to like keep in mind sort of the ambient occlusion, but you want to try and keep the shadow range and the light range sort of in the same area. In my case, I have one light and I have a pretty broad shadow range. Of course, that is also because like the true colors of an object also determine how dark it'll look. Sometimes the world just renders poorly. Exactly. Sometimes the skybox just doesn't work right. And then you also have the situation of like having multiple lights or colored lights that also change the entire thing. Highly recommend using references in that cases, like especially for complex shapes like the flippin' face. Like I can't do that from the top of my head either. Like I used so many references. Like these are these are light references for like, okay, what kind of light do I want? These are references for how, like I also had the Agaro head like pulled up on the website. Like, okay, how do other people lay in the light on the face? Because I was struggling. It took me a while. Unfortunately, half of these are AI generated. It's really hard to find non-AI references nowadays. Like I'd rather study from other artists, but also if I can't find it, then I'm like, okay, I'm using this as like inspo, but I'll need to keep in mind that the way this would be shaded would be wonky as heck. Like if you really look at it, it doesn't track anymore. Yeah, Pinterest has been overrun. Poor Pinterest. It's even worse when it looks good. It's like, okay, I can see that this is AI generated, but I like the vibe of this. Why are you doing this to me? I don't want to like what you make. Just think, okay, whoever originally made this, or like whoever it is stealing from, is skilled, and I wish I could find that person. Actually, I think we'll pull the light all the way here. This curve. That's the one downside of having them all in separate lights. It gets really tricky to if I just I do put it in one at first. Now back to our regularly scheduled owl programming. Yeah. If you have any other questions though, feel free to ask and I'll try my best to answer them. I like sharing the knowledge I have acquired. It's good. I'm pretty sure there would be a light on here, wouldn't there? Looks cute, thank you. Also, hi. Hello. Welcome to the stream. I hope you're doing well. Oh, you suggested. Oh, that's neat. I wonder why. Let's... Because Owl's great and everyone must watch Owl. Nah. There's no must in here. Like, no having to. If people are having a good time here, then that's great. But if they want to do other things, then that's good too. Because Owl's not cute. Oh, there. Thank you, but no. This has some volume to it, so the top part would probably catch some extra light. Also be like that. Might have made this one a little too much. Oh well. I'll go with it for now. We'll alter it if need be. No. No, I don't think I should give these light. There's one must here. One must acknowledge that Luna is adorable. Strangely, the strongest offender of that rule herself is herself for some reason. No. No. No, Luna is cute or adorable. She gets mad at the most adorable. I'm not cute. Thank you, but no. No? Kitty cat wants out? Kitty cat wants out. One moment. And we're back. It's so warm already. Also, there was a spider hanging from my ceiling, like right in my face when I returned. I was like, turn around and was like, wait, why is there some weird thing floating me there? And it's like, oh wait, it's a spider. Go away. Bad spider. I didn't hurt it though, don't worry. Guess the top would catch a bit of light. Maybe a little bit of on the side. Spider wants to learn art too. I gently got it down from the ceiling and put it in the trash can. It'll probably crawl out of there and find some different spot. It just needs to find a spot not in the middle of my room. Spider wants to combine observe your cuteness and or adorableness. It can do so from a distance. No touch. You just want to hug the cute owl. But the cute owl doesn't want to have spider hugs. It wants to practice CQC, close quarter Q. You know what you did, young lady. One day Luna's gonna snap and it will be adorable. It's reason, all of you. So we'd have the cast shadow of the arm. It's meant to be mostly above directional, but also more from the side. So I think I definitely made this one too cheek. Also, this one, and let's actually. I probably want to keep it still pretty light, so. think this would probably be blocked. Let me just have a... No, it won't appear white. Darius. Hello. Oh, hello there. How's it going? I'm doing okay. I'm a bit sleepy. Like yesterday was just so hot. So I'm a bit tired from that. So I'm trying to get some drawing in, and when I don't feel like drawing no more, I'm gonna go switch to games. We'll see how long I last. Yeah, too hot there. 30 degrees, very humid. Yeah, yesterday it was something like that here too. Don't very humid for sure. I'm not sure how hot it is right now. Got my window open because right now it's still a little bit cooler outside than inside, I'm pretty sure. Maybe this wouldn't have ambient occlusion. It looks weird to have it so light, but I definitely know there would be ambient occlusion on the hands, and those are too light. And oh, it's raining. That means it's gonna cool. I might need to properly close my, well, not fully close, but at least put it not in a way where it might rain in. One moment. Well, yesterday I passed out almost all day away from that. Yeah. It's fine for now. I'm gonna need to keep an eye on it so it doesn't rain in, but I will keep my window open as long as possible. Yeah, yesterday I wanted to draw yesterday. I couldn't bring myself to do it. So instead I binge watched an anime. I found one, I was like, you know, I'll watch 1 or 2 episodes, and then I start to draw, and then I finished the entire thing. 24 episodes or 20. And I didn't mean to. It's just, it was so hot. I couldn't do anything else. It happens. It's like a drug. When you start to stop. Yeah, especially when it's too hot to do anything. So these arms are meant to come from inside a sleeve. So inside sleeve would less light would reach generally. So music gets different when it's being accompanied by rain outside. Also, definitely would be like a pinching here. Oh, rain is so loud that it's, well, getting loud. No, I'm not gonna do that there. Whoa, who's this cutie patootie? I'm no cute. Thank you, but no. Gonna buy me a latte soon, but we'll be back when I bought it. Alright, have a nice latte. Hopefully. Depends on who's working, I guess. Cute Owl would say that. I think a good girl, Cute Owl, is the ones who don't admit they're cute. Just need to come clean already. I'm not cute. You're all mistaken. You just can't comprehend how scary I am, and it integer overloads, but I am in fact very scary. You scary, huh? Yeah. I know you just can't comprehend, and that's the only reason. Let's try again. I know. No, it's more from this side. No, that don't look right. Idea. Huh. I don't think the rain is picking up in my mind. Oh, it is raining in though. Oops. My what's it called? Windowsill is quite wet now. I'm scared to, I admit, my PC don't stop freeze. Huh? Looks nice, Luna. Thank you. Mm. How are you doing with this need? Oof. I'm suffering. Yeah, I haven't done anything yesterday except binge watch an anime because I was so just too hot. Like, it's raining right now and it's still hot. It's not okay. It's not okay. They got really good contrast going on. That's why their liquid and stuff pops so good. If it's raining all day, you're gonna sleep nicely. Well, I won't if it's not gonna cool down. I needed to, like, right now it's just raining and still warm. That's if we're in the tropics. Like, come on, guys. Dang, weather golds. Normal. No. Don't like this. Needs to go back to being like a moderate temperature Netherlands where it barely gets over 20 in the summer. We can go to France if they want it warm. Hot day and start rain equals immediately go up and it feels more hot, but when it's raining on a long period without interruption, temp fell down. I just want it to be cool. I should probably do a bit of a water break because I've been going through my water real quick on such a hot day. So I'll be right back. There will be ads for 3 minutes, so we don't have to deal with pre-roll. We don't have to deal with pre-roll for a while. I can speak, and then we'll continue. I think we'll see. I'm so warm. Throwing is hard when it's warm. But yeah, give me a moment. I suggest you guys grab some water too. It's hot. Make sure to hydrate. And we're back. Hi everyone. Oh, you know what? I think we should make the sea in general darker. Clean up the glass a little. It'll be easier to work with if there's less like stray bits about. Man, if you guys could only hear the rain. It's very soothing background noise. Fits the music quite well. Already had a bit of a gradient going on by the looks of it. What if we keep the gradient by using just a shade layer? Boy for tea, my favorite. No, don't drink the tea. Not this tea, at least. I think I have a little space left here. Should I? Should I, like... I never know. Like, when I'm drawing, I, like, move around. I want as much of the drawing program to be called. But I know I keep a lot of space here. I wonder if I should just, like, tuck that in. So, then again, if I then were to zoom in, then you guys wouldn't see it. Like, I'm mostly focused on drawing, so I don't think I check enough if, like, enough of the actual drawing part is even in view. Why'd you put him in a teapot if he's not for drinking? For aesthetics. Leave my aesthetics alone. Yeah, I think having a slightly darker tea works better. Oh, your aesthetics is making me thirsty to drink some water. Thirsty for people tea. No! Leave poor Cotton alone. Also, hello, Lucen. Stretch check. I usually stretch my hands up, but the model doesn't follow that. Who's this piece attack against? It's against... Oh, how do I say her name? Tsukina? I think that's how you'd pronounce it. It's someone I've been, like, I've sort of known for a while. Like, it's an art friend. Like, we basically interact once a year during Artfight and occasionally, like, give each other thumbs up when we draw a thing and post, like, hey, you do great. It's honestly kind of scary to make chibis for her because she's been making chibis for, like, forever. That has been her thing. So it's, like, someone I really look up towards in terms of chibi making. But I like doing chibis for Artfight because I don't know, chibis be cute. Ik ben schattig, groep. Hello, O'Neilly. How are you doing? Artist Bond. And did I already say hi to Lucid? The heat is getting to me. Hi, I hope you're doing well. I'm okay, but tired from the heat. From yesterday's heat and from right now heat. Even though today is, like, better than yesterday, but still. Maybe this would catch the light, but I don't like that contrast-wise. Wait. I'll put it like so. You said hi to my sneaky stretch check, so I said hi back. Ah. Yeah, these past 3 days has been pretty warm. I'm great now that I'm here. Aww. Should actually probably look up, like, water splash things that move like this with tea or something, so I can more accurately get in the way it's supposed to look. logically with the light coming from there, this would catch light and filter a bunch through, but I don't know if I want... Like, I need some dark spots. Oh, thank you for the... Wow, I'm good at talkies. Hello, Durden. Thank you so much for the gift sub to Oni. I appreciate it. It's very, very kind of you. Talkie's already this bad this early in the morning. It's gonna be something later in the day. Maybe we do want to switch to... I have a game I want to show you guys. I don't know how long it'll last because it's a demo. Maybe we should switch to that. Because I'm not sure if drawing is really going anywhere anymore. Like... I'm just canoodling and going nowhere right now, I think. Like, I had a plan in mind for the chibi and now I just need to figure out the liquid. And usually I can just do that, but it ain't doing. Thank you for the alpha. You're going ashula. Yeah, we're going ashula. I'm just tired and I got a headache. Maybe I should take a painkiller. Not a very bad headache yet. That's for funsies though. That's for funsies. So, firstly, this was the like the rough. And what I'm gonna have to do eventually is I'm gonna need to color it. And the idea is that if I get my values right, I can just color it whatever, but like the contrast and stuff will be good. Of course. Still will want to have nice colors. Also, funky things happen. Like if I do very desaturated color, whilst if I do very saturated color. Am I still picking up on the mic? No, I don't think so. This color I want, right? No, definitely not saturation. Hue? No. Which color I want? It shouldn't matter. Oh, I guess it does matter, kind of. Which intensity? Hello, Pascal. I hope you're doing well. Maybe you should give yourself a sub turn. Heck no, I never sub to anything because I prefer to spread the joy. Plus, I like ads. Okay. I don't think I've ever heard someone say that. Well, you do you, friend. I don't think I got the T the right value because when I go over it with colors, like... The downside of colorizing after is that, well, it gets kind of tricky. Ads and postcards actually really darn useful sometimes. That's how I found a page to order the mug with photos of my dog as my dad. Oh! I guess I mean, it makes sense. Where's my birthday present? I don't know. When is your birthday? Oh, dinner's ready. Ciao, nerds. I'm gonna shell food. Okay, have a good fooding. My birthday's 25th. That's right, losers. I'm getting... We're all getting old. I want a birthday mug too. My happy birthday, Odurin. Happy birthday, everyone. Aww. Oh, that is sweet of you guys. You're cute. Giving each other stuff. It's cute. Maybe you would help? Yeah, I'll need to think of a good way to do it, because I could have sworn in the past I managed to glaze it with color good, but right now, just as a like a trial run, didn't really work in. Don't worry, I heard 37 is new 27. What about 40? What's the new that? I've insufficient data on that one. I guess we'll find out as we go. Because right now, at my current contrast, some parts of the teapot are just simply too dark. Yeah. I don't think we're going anywhere with this right now. Uh, 26 is a new 18 and a half. Oh, sweet, I'm a teenager again. Oh no, I'm a teenager again. Hey, you want to do puberty again? Them you whippersnappers. Yay, puberty. I think once was enough for me. I mean, I'm looking forward to round 2. Give me them voice cracks. I mean, I some people will need a round 2, but if you can not need a round 2, that is probably preferable. Sometimes you do want a round 2. Electric Boogaloo. Didn't get the right puberty DLC the first time. Yeah. You could get the right one the first time around, that would be preferable. Yeah, I think I'm just canoodling into nothingness because I it's too hot to focus. I'm gonna need to experiment with like how I want to colorize this, because I thought I did some experimenting with it before and then it went fine, but I mean, of course I'll probably do it separate parts, but it's not really getting the colors I would have chosen myself. I mean, that's the idea from using in values, that I have more value focus, but I also wanted to like look nice color wise. So Doom is my teenage stamina. My battery has shrunk down like a 6-month-old iPhone. Ah, yes, having energy. I wonder what that's like. I know I still have the energy reserve somewhere. I sure don't. Mine got joinked. I'm gonna just put away the drawing tablet. Oh, Nederlands minuut. Eén moment. Laten we even hier naartoe gaan. En groot maken. En dan ga ik opzoeken wat we hierna gaan doen. Want ik ben gewoon te moe om te tekenen, denk ik. Maar ja, niet genoeg energie hebben is iets waar ik persoonlijk inderdaad last van heb. Dus ik snap helemaal hoe irritant het is. Het is zo warm. Het is veel te warm. Nee, absoluut niet. We eindigen de stream niet. We gaan gewoon switchen naar iets anders. Want ik ben te moe om te tekenen. Dus ik wil jullie een nieuw spel laten zien. Waarvan ik de demo heb. En ik een tijdje al naar uitgekeken heb. Okay, so hi there, you lovelies. Hello, Sophie. Welcome in. I'm switching things to do because I'm too tired for arting, so I'm gonna pull up a different game.